Righto, here we are out at George's place, just rocked up. So for those that don't know what's entailed in setting up and what gear we've got and everything else for setting up our Monday night darts, or if you want to set up one yourself, I'm gonna show you what I do to set ours up. So first of all, we've got some tripods here. These ones here. This one here is going to be the board cam. I do have the new one with the phone on to do this video with. So these got the two legs. It goes out to about a metre 50, maybe 60 high, as you can see. This will have the webcam on. There we go. So that'll have the webcam on. So you want something, if you can get a higher one, a taller one, doing well. Anyway, that'll sit there for the minute. I have another tripod. That'll have the video camera on there, which I'll get into that in a second. This one here is a little bit better, a little bit easier. It'll sit right about here on the skinny dartboard. So that's that. Got the wireless microphones, in case you didn't know. Holyland Lark 2 Pro, you get 4 little microphones, receiver. You do get a phone receiver in here, which I'm using on my phone at the moment. And all this is through this little microphone. Chris and I wear one each. Always record in mono. So I'll need that shortly, but I won't worry about that just yet. Right, main thing, darts. I use the dart case to prop my computer up, which for this very purpose, I do have a laptop, all editing, everything on there. It's just an easy take with you thing. You'd have to pack a laptop, a desktop up to take with you. You'd think George would have a laptop out here all ready to go, but no. So, into the bag of goodies. I'll just get everything out at the moment. Mouse pad, mouse. Don't need it with a laptop, but I find it easier, especially for that. I have to bring my light from home for George, for Georgie, since he lost mine. Got 4 power points over here. Righto. So anyway, we'll get that light on. Put it in that one. There, bingo. That's first up. Now, Panasonic HC VX1. That's our throw cam. That's what you see in all our videos as the throw cam. Some of the earlier videos, it was actually the board cam, like 2 years ago. It comes with a cable for your HDMI, so you can actually plug it into the computer. Of course, all tripods have these. Plugs on the bottom in there, as you'd see. It could be a long video if I keep going through everything. A couple of holes in the bottom there, got that little plug there, fits in the front hole, thread in the back, and tighten him up just like so. Don't need a battery in it if you're using power, which I'll be plugging in, but I'll charge the battery up as it goes, since it probably needs a bit of a, there we go, easy as that. I'll just get everything out at the moment. Laptop, that's me cord for the laptop. Don't need that, don't need that. I'll need that. Now webcam, easy. Just a normal USB. Logitech C922 Pro, these ones. That's my board cam for our Monday nights. I was using the bigger X2100 camera on this thing here, or the new tripod. The Thursday night streams that I do every second week has the X21 as the board. So we need capture cards for those, for this one and another one. But just using the webcam today. Oh, there it is. Same thing, hole on the bottom, that on there, screw it on, and voila, there we go. Put that in there. That's all you need for webcam darts. Online darts is something like this. This is probably a good setup. We'll sort of have ours close to the board. Can have it back here, but it's one of those things. Now, power cord for that, can't just do USB power. You've got to use a round jack on that camcorder up there. So therefore, there's the power cord turn him on, he'll be all go. Alright, what else is in here? Got a one of these. I ran out of ports on the computer. That's mainly for that. Board leveler I'll bring with me just in case. Power bag. One of these Ugreen 20,000 milliamp power. I just bought it in case the phone starts to go flat doing this. But that's it. Can deliver up to 100 watt power delivery. And that's enough to keep the X21 going. That's the main reason I got that. And I only use like 17% of this battery for 4 hours on my other one live streaming, so that's handy. And I do have a couple of extra extensions for the USB. So if I put this on this side, it's not going to reach the computer without going like this. So I've got a USB extension. I don't use it much, just plugs in there, another end plugs into the computer around the other side. But this is long enough to go over that side and out the way. But handy little things, I think they're 2 meters each. I've got 3 of these, because I've got 2 922s, but I'm only using one these days, and this camera here. Right, I do normally have a little extra monitor for the live stream, so I can put a screen on here, so I don't have to duck between the two. So that's a spare one there. That's just USB-C to USB-C. It does have a little mini HDMI to HDMI, but I find that USB-C does the power and the transfer of data. Okay, that's that. Empty. I'll put that on the seat over here. Now the setup. Righty-ho. Computer. Well, everyone knows I'll just get the computer set up, but this is just me doing my thing on a Monday night. Got some water for whatever. Trophies. They're sitting close handy. Righto, so that's that. So as I mentioned, I do have 2 capture cards. That's a Elgato Camlink 4K capture card. This is a cheaper one, HDMI video capture. Does the same job. I use that one for the X2100, and this one here I use for the VX1, excuse me, which I'll show you how that goes in a second. So get rid of them darts, that's there, mouse. Okay, power her up, boom, there we go. Got a bit of power. Bring that over here a little bit. Everything's set up in OBS. I can run through an OBS if anyone's keen to find out how to set up stuff in OBS. There's plenty of people on that do tutorials. Anyway, plenty of people on there that will actually go through all this with it. So that's just a little station. It's not powered, so if you want to run something heavy, you have to get a powered one, something that has a bit of power going into it to help it get the signal. But this is just a cheap one. I think it's about 30 bucks. Might not even been it. Righto. So anyway, while we're here, I don't know what we're doing tonight. Your secret squirrel's here. I'll just put me, rightio, there we go. There's my editing program. Probably can't see that. All right, I'll plug everything in now for you to see. This here normally goes, okay. I'll put my mouse in this one here, port. This USB one here, that's for the other cam link to go into. That's why I've got this, so the mouse can go into this one over here. This little, what do you call it? One of those station things. I think it's a 2, 4, 5, I think it's a 10 in 1, I think. 10 in 1, whatever it is. But anyway, here we go. HDMI lead into the cam link. I do have a USB port on this side here of the computer, so that'll plug into this side after I plug it in there. Here we go. Now that's that going. One thing I notice is if you're going to be playing dart counter, you have to set your webcam up first before you go into OBS, otherwise it takes over. Dart counter can't read your camera unless you're going to use OBS to do the camera. Alright, that can go in there. So that's webcam on. Show you how we do stuff in a minute. That there's open. I'll normally have this here like there, around there, so we can see. Okay, so this is what we got. Righto, now I'll get this other one out. Got a cord here, USB for the receiver. Turn that mic off so we don't get nothing through it. Oh no. Right, I think I'm getting, okay. Oh, you stop it, maybe girl. All right, anyway, this is the setup right here, as you can see. So there's my Panasonic VX1. There's the cord in the HDMI mini one, comes down and it plugs into the computer here with a cam link 4K capture card. Okay, like I said, Holyland Lark 2 and Holyland Lark M2 Pro. It's got the 4 transmitters, 4 of these puppies, and a phone jack, the receiver, and that one there can go on top of my VX1 with a 3.5mm jack. But for these things, I plug it straight in the computer because I use OBS software. So anyway, that's the dartboard. There's our mat where we stand, as you can see from here. Done. Beauty. C922, I'll come back to that in a little bit. I'll just go over and do the OBS. Righto. I'll do this by phone, this part here. Righto, as you can see, over here, that's me, that's from this camera here. So that's the boxes that we've already got done up. Now, I shall come down to here. I don't know if you can see any of that. Board cam. That'll be me, see, you've got to go in here. So you've got USB video, that's that other 4K link I was talking about. But it gets a drop down menu. And there we go, got that. Now with the webcams, hang on. Just let me fix that up a little bit. There, gotta hang on. I'll have to use this for a little bit, for just a tad more. Yeah, hopefully that's not too blurry for you, but dartboard, I've got to hit Alt, do that, drag it over. There we go. So that's the dartboard, but there are extra features. Configure video, click on that and that gives you a bit extra control in the camera control. So zoom, we don't want auto, otherwise it'll go blurry, whatnot. Exposure, don't want it either. See, it went lighter. Go that way, I can go darker, a little bit more darker, but that's no good, that one. So I think that's about right for that. Focus, have that right there. Zoom, if I want to zoom in, as far as it zooms in. Okay, then hit apply. Okay, come over here, make sure this down here, the resolution, 1920 by 1080, that's your 1080p. Right, the video camera over the VX1, that one up there. It's set to 1080 as well. So all cameras are set at 1080, so they marry up. Otherwise you're going to get, the dart will come out of my hand like this, and it'll look funny going in the board. Right, so I'll do a couple of test throws, make sure it's going into the board on there. As you can see where I stand. Oh, here's the phone, S23 Ultra, brilliant phones for doing stuff like that. So I can just turn that around a little bit like this. I don't have to do it this way. So this is all part of this, where I sit. This is where Georgie stands, where I stand. Right, so that's the second throw for the day. So the going in the board, okay. Beauty. Now here's where your volumes are. Desktop, can use that. That's for the caller that you might hear in our dart video. Throw cam, that'll be the VX1. If you have that on, it'll go through there as well. There is one for a C922 if I want. But this full aim one, just to make sure I'm on the Holyland Lark. I'll come in here. I hope it's going through both. Anyway, it's not going through that, I don't think. Hello, no, it's not. Your drop down menu of all the stuff. Right, yeah, well this is not going to work just yet, but where this down here, this full aim thing, this one here. See it moving up and down, that section there. Well, that's the microphone. That'll be how much volume is coming out of the Holyland. But because I've got it plugged in the phone, this will be something else picking up, probably the computer, I'd say, until I stop my phone. So anyway, anything else you need open, like our Dart Scorer app, that'll come open, and it has to stay open. Anything you want to bring into OBS has to stay open. You can't put it down here, otherwise it leaves. So do that, you have that open, and come across the Dart Scorer. I'll shut that off, open that up. There you go, just popped in there. Right, so that's that. Lock it in place, so I can't move it anywhere. I can move that, because I didn't lock that in place, but I'm about to. Board cam, locked. Okay, now for this, I'll swap over to, well, that's about all you need to know. That's about it. There are other things you can do, like copy this, the C922, and have a scene over here where when you hit the scene, it'll just have this part of the board or whatever double you'd like to go at. You just zoom, you just fill that up, and that'll be all good. Anyway, that's the end of the setup. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed. Well, for those that want to get into it, that's what you need to do. You can even use your phone. This phone here I got, you can even use that for a webcam if I want. Just have a we'll get in that. If you want to see how to set that up as a webcam, hey, look, yeah, just let me know, and I'll try and find some time to do it. Rightio. Bon voyage. Thanks for watching. Tuning in. We'll see you Monday Night Darts coming up next.